Hey guys, it's Tough Love Tiffany here, and this episode's a little bit different. So, recently my friend requested for me to talk about TMI, too much information, oversharing. She had an issue where somebody she knows went a little bit too much into detail about a private matter that just something you don't necessarily tell your friends. And I won't go into details. I respect privacy. So, my opinion on oversharing. The whole idea of talking to people and sharing with people is you have to get to know somebody a little bit better before you can just share personal information. So if you're on the recipient side of somebody who is oversharing information with you, there's a few things you can do. Firstly, you could be very direct with them and tell them, look, I understand that you want to be on that level of sharing with me, but this is making me uncomfortable, so please stop. Another sort of thing you can do, you can joke about it. Like, well then, I guess that's you, and now this is my thought of you for the rest of my life. You can be perfectly honest and try to alleviate it with a joke, such as if somebody's telling you about some crazy sex stuff they're doing, like, oh, I'm really into butt stuff. You'd be like, well, from now on, you're the person I know as the butt stuff person. Like, just joke with them so they get the idea across that, oh, shoot, maybe I overshared with them, and now this is me. This is me to them. So as a person who's receiving all this information at once, it's difficult. I get it, because you get no say in it. It just happens to you. You're a victim, and I am sorry. I'm sorry I don't have any ways to tell you to avoid somebody, unless they preface it with like, oh, do you want to hear something that really weird? Or, ooh, do you want to know about like what happened to me this weekend? And you could try to avoid it and be like, well, no, I don't want to know. Like, if you know this person is an oversharer in general, you can tell them like, no, that's okay. I don't want to hear that, because in all honesty, you don't. So you should probably tell them that you don't, because they're never going to learn. This is them. This is ingrained into their behavior. For some reason, they're brought up that no filter. And if you don't like it, you need to tell them, because they're just going to think that it's fine. And it's not really fair to them if you're just going to go along with it. You really should straight up tell them, like, look, this makes me uncomfortable. You could probably even stop them mid-sentence. So that's my advice for somebody coping with receiving too much information. So now let's go on to the people who give too much information. So the people who are giving too much information. How do you avoid this? Maybe you were brought up where you share everything with your parents, your siblings, your family, like nothing is off limits. And you know what? Good for you. Family is somebody you should share that with. But if you're coming into a work situation, a school situation, brand new friends that you're meeting for the first time at your yoga class or your pottery class or whatever you're doing, and you're meeting a new person and you just decide to talk about, oh, I got so fucked up this weekend and I just nailed this chick, or, oh, I totally gave him a blowjob, like shit like that, where you may not want to share that with everybody because they may judge you. And I'm trying to tell you this not as somebody who's telling you to stop, because you shouldn't stop sharing that if you really have a good relationship with somebody. But if you don't have those stepping stone tiers or that foundation built where you're at that level with this person, this individual that you're talking with, they're going to judge you. And I'm really sorry, but that's life. And people are we make these first impressions, and those first impressions can be ruined just like that. Like, they can just be destroyed by something you say, and it's harmless to you, but it's something to them, and they just, from now on, they're going to think of you like, that's the guy who told me about how he got chlamydia and I didn't want to know. Like, you shared that with somebody, and that's their image whenever they see you. And I mean, you shouldn't lie about yourself, but there's just some things that people don't need to know. If it's something medical that you would share with only your doctor, like you would go to like your gynecologist about, chances are normal people don't want to hear medical terms. If it's something like sexual, most people don't want to hear that. So this person is going to get this new image of you. And instead of being, oh, it's James and we go to yoga together and he's cool, now it's going to be like, James has chlamydia and that's gross. And now every time I see James, I'm going to think about his chlamydia. Or, oh, that's Susie and I take pottery class with her. Oh, but Susie told me about her genital warts. And I don't know how comfortable I feel about talking to Susie anymore. Like, every time I see her, I'm going to think about her vagina, and that just disturbs me, and that's going to turn them off from you. And I'm sorry, but it's true. People are naturally going to outcast anybody who doesn't fit into their own social acceptable norms. We're very tribal by nature, we're animalistic, and it's survival of the fittest, and if you are somebody that they deem as lesser than them, they're going to pick on it, and you're going to become the inside joke among these people. If you work with people and you think you're building up a friendship with these people, and then all of a sudden you tell them about something you did or something that's happened to you that might be a little too gross or a little bit TMI, now they're going to talk about you behind your back. So when you're not in the room, at school, at work, at your yoga class, at wherever you are, this friend that you think that you have is going to be like, oh, you want to know what Susie said about herself? She has genital warts. I don't know why she shared that with me. Why would anybody share that with me? Because they aren't on that same level. And now you're going to become an inside joke. And it's not cool. So to save yourself some trouble and weeding out possible incidences like this, what you should do is you have to think before you speak. Think about the repercussions that it's going to bring. I don't want to make it seem like humanity is dead, because it's not. People are inherently nice. I really do believe that. But we are kind of mean. We judge people because it makes us feel better about ourselves. We judge you for whatever problem you have because, in a way, it makes us feel better, and then we can relate to each other because we think we're a step above you. And it's shitty. But it's human nature. We're animals and we're not very cool. We're not. So you should really think about that. If you just freaking vomit words out of your mouth, maybe a way to avoid that later is to be like, hey, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have shared all that with you. Can you maybe keep that just between us? And that's not a guarantee. I'm sorry, that's not, because not everyone's great with secrets. If you see the facial expressions of people is changing from like, oh, it's probably a sign that they did not like what you just told them. And you should probably find a way to fix it, redeem yourself. In general, you should probably try to avoid oversharing because it's going to lead to issues in the future. And I don't want to see you be mistreated and judged. And I also don't want to see other people feel uncomfortable and upset because you decide to overshare your life story with them. That's my advice. You can take it, you can fucking leave it. I don't give a fuck. And, as always, you can trust me because I'm a mermaid. Hey guys, I hope you liked the episode. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. I produce content every Tuesday, so this is the last episode of January, and next week is the beginning of Love Month. So every week of February, I'm going to talk about a different topic related to love and relationships. So stay tuned, and hopefully it'll be helpful, because Valentine's Day can sometimes be an annoying, depressing, stupid time, and I hope to cheer you up a little bit. So, bye! So I want to talk a little bit about my boobs. And by my boobs, I mean my shirt. So I got it from Tea Turtle, and I absolutely love Studio Ghibli. Actually, my cat Ghibli is named after Studio Ghibli. I mispronounced it because when I was first learning about them, I didn't know how to pronounce Japanese words properly. So his name's Ghibli Cat, Ghibli. His full name, if you're wondering, is Ghibli Batman Sanchianko. Yeah, that's my cat's name. Ghibli, you gonna hang out? Make up your mind. I love him so much. I love him more than I love most people. I just wish he loved me as much as I love him. No, don't go away! Ah! So sad. That's unrequited love for you.